So you have to decide. I want to thank all our employees because they've given and are given. I want to thank you, the citizens, because you continually do give, but you've got to decide, what is it that we want to pay for in Pacifica? There are some seemingly small things that I'm going to do as mayor, and that are just under the mayor's prerogative, tasks, those kinds of things. I've changed my own work schedule. I will talk finance with you any day of the week, anytime you want. I will come to your meetings, your clubs, your whatever, and talk about the Financing City Services Plan and help you understand exactly where the dollars go. Folks, it's not rocket science. It really isn't. Your driveway, if you put it in 10 years ago, would have cost less than it would today. The good news about that, some of our debt that people like to talk about, our debt has gone down to almost the level of what the sewer plant costs. So even though we built a police station, even though we built a new wastewater treatment plant that actually puts us ahead of much of the bay, and we couldn't begin to afford to build today when the state regulates it and says you have to provide this standard of wastewater treatment. We couldn't begin to do that. Let me tell you, those two things are now paid down, and we had to pony up pension bonds. We had to cover as earned our employees, and that was a huge change. Post-Enron, that's a huge change for the cities to have had to have done. So we had to do that, and we have paid down that debt to almost the original loan on the wastewater treatment. That's millions of dollars. So we are moving ahead in those arenas. I've changed my work schedule, and I've changed my work schedule partly also because I'm going to reinstitute mayor's walks. I can't take credit for this idea. Other mayors have done it. But it's a boots on the street kind of approach to how is our city doing. So I'm going to actually go out with our city manager, Steve Rhodes, some of the other department heads. The first one will have Van Ocampo with me, because the first place we're going next Monday, starting at noon, will be Rockaway Beach. We're going to meet at Nick's. I've invited Courtney Conlon and Chris Porter, who's the president of our chamber, to come along, and we're going to look at how the city interfaces with the businesses and hear from the businesses in Rockaway, as well as some of the people that live there. I also want to tell you that we're looking at our committees and our commissions in terms of their objectives, in terms of their overall plans, and seeing what we can do to help the citizens who have volunteered and come forward to participate in local government, get the education and the background they need to do that task. Some of the committees need more structure, more objectives. Some of the committees have met their objectives. We're going to look at all of those things. And last but not least, many of the groups and organizations in our town have started beautification projects. It's the Chamber of Commerce again, Rotary, Pacificans Care, even our own city has an Adopt the Park program. We've never actually, while we have all these things, we've never actually gotten a plan together from the north end to the south end to make our city look like a whole. So one of the things that I've been talking to Mr. Rhodes and the Public Works staff about, and that I'll bring forward to the City Council very soon, is a plan for a beautification task force that will do just that. Do a survey from the north end of town to the south end of town, identify the street corners, the median strips, the things that we can have improved, like the median strip on Sharp Park Road, so that the entrances and exits to our town look better. And you may think that that's kind of a minor thing, but go to cities where that is all tied together. Now folks, I need you for that too. We don't have the money to follow through when we get the plan, but we will be able to take organizations that want to do a community service project and direct them to, hey, we've got this little piece, do you want a little one, do you want a big one, which one do you want? Because together, I believe we can do this. I just wanted to say in closing that I know it's going to be a tough year, and financially, a pivotal year. I have changed much of my own life, so I can devote the necessary time, and I have to count on each of you for support, for guidance, for wisdom, so that we can be successful. I know that I can count on the council, I hope that I can count on you, the public. Much like we found in so many groups in town, things like Measure N and the schools, and all the ones that I mentioned in the beginning, when we have so many active citizens and strong leadership in our community that contribute tons, we are the best when we are working together. And we must work together to be the city I know in my heart we can be. Thank you. I love Pacifica, isn't that what
Don't go
So-
John Boehner on us.
Yeah! That's so incredible! All right, are there any questions about any of the things, where we're at financially, what's going on, what we're planning? Any of that? Earl?
This isn't a question, it's just more like a statement. I myself want to thank the council and everybody that I've known in it, even the smiling face back there, that I don't belong to it anymore. You know, but you've all been, I know it's a tough time for all of us, and there's not too many people in this room here that remember the last, mine's the first thing that goes. After that, it's gone. What are you laughing at?
He's on the board of supervisors.
I remember the last. Anyway, we're back at it again in the 30s, and I don't want to see it again. But thank you very much for being here.
Good.